The streets of Omkirk were bustling with the sounds of laughter and joy as the sun began to set. In the heart of the town, a small bakery stood with an air of warmth and magic. Inside the baker, an enigmatic figure with fiery hair and twinkling eyes dwelled away, his hands moving with deftness.
First batch of pastries are ready.
The baker announced, placing a tray filled with delicately crafted treats on the counter. The visionary, a young woman with a cloudy gaze, nodded in approval.
These pastries will let the magical youth know that they have a safe haven.
The visionary had only arrived in the bakery a week before, but already had fierce loyalty to the baker. Although he had been skeptical at first, the baker gained trust in his new friend as she showed him how they could incorporate small visions into his pastries to inform young magic users of the safety they offered. The baker smiled warmly.
Yes, nothing brings comfort like a sweet treat. But I must ask, why do you dedicate yourself to this cause?
The visionary sighed, her gaze distant.
I once felt the pain of being an outcast. When my powers emerged, I was shunned by my own family. But I found solace here in this bakery with you.
The baker's eyes softened as he listened, understanding washing over him.
I, too, have a tale to tell. When I was just a child, I discovered my ability to create heat and fire. It was both a blessing and a curse. I learned that magic didn't make people do bad things. And instead of hiding in fear, I decided to use my abilities to create a haven, a place of acceptance and understanding.
The visionary clasped the baker's hands, gratitude evident in her eyes.
You are the embodiment of hope, my friend.
Months passed, and word of the baker's magical haven spread throughout the realm of Amara. The bakery became a sanctuary, a refuge for young magical souls who sought a place to belong. Together, the baker and the visionary nurtured their abilities, helping them see their magic as a gift rather than a burden. One bright morning, as the two friends exchanged grateful glances, a group of youngsters entered the bakery, their faces filled with wonder.
We heard there's a place where we'll be accepted.
One of them said, their hands trembling. The baker nodded, his heart swelling with pride.
You've come to the right place, my young friends. Welcome to our magical haven.
And so, within the walls of the humble bakery, the baker and the visionary continued their noble work, offering solace and guidance to the lost and misunderstood. With each pastry shared and each story told, the future of Amara seemed brighter and filled with hope. I hope you enjoyed that little story to introduce the baker and the visionary. I wanted to try something a little different to flesh out the story and the world and give some more life to the details and things I want to talk about next. As I work on this drawing of the baker and the visionary, I will explain some of the things that make them unique. In this world, there is magic that runs somewhat rampant. No creature, person, or thing is guaranteed to be born with magic, and certain types of magic can be gained in different ways. There are those that fear magic and those that wish to control others with it. Some types of magic are more feared than others. All types of magic cause the user's body to change, and depending on the strength of their magic, the changes will be more obvious. In the case of the baker, he was born with magic and discovered it as a child. The magic he possesses is heat magic. This does not mean he can create fire from nothing, but rather he has an ability to encourage the particles within matter to move and create friction, thus creating heat, and sometimes combusting the item. When a person first discovers their heat magic, they are only able to move particles in things such as air or liquid to create heat, because the particles are more loosely packed and thus will move easier. As they grow, if they train their magic, they will begin to be able to move particles in more solid objects. Some heat magic users become blacksmiths because it allows them to more easily work with the metals and fewer people will suspect that they have magic abilities. The physical changes that users of heat magic go through are relatively mild compared to some others, but every heat user has red hair. It comes in a variety of shades, but always has a red tinge to it. Not every redhead is a heat user, though. The other change that is a bit more subtle is in their skin. Heat users will have much warmer hands, feet, and joints, which will all appear redder. Their blood showing in their veins will also start to turn a sort of lavender shade under their skin. For this reason, many heat users will live in warmer climates to blame the weather for their warmth. The visionary is unique in that they often take much longer than most to discover they have actual magic abilities. A weak visionary is able to tinge people's perspective with the emotion that the visionary is feeling, which as a child often results in the child getting their way. As a visionary grows stronger and more capable, they are able to cause visions or hallucinations to others. This works by releasing a sort of aerosol from their skin, If the person breathes it in, they are affected by the images the visionary wishes them to see. A visionary is able to lightly control where the particles that carry their vision go, but a light gust of wind is stronger than their control. Some visionaries are able to capture their visions in jars, letting them precipitate into a solid and use them in other ways. Our visionary from this story actually does this to apply visions to the pastries the baker makes. The visions they put in the pastries are meant to let young magic users in the surrounding towns and clans know that there is a safe place for those with magic to go if they feel they are in danger. The physical changes seen in visionaries are a little bit more drastic than heat users. The most obvious thing that can be noticed from a distance if a visionary isn't hiding anything is their hair. The ends of their hair start to turn translucent and float. The strength of the floating hairs is directly linked to how strong their visions are, which is why most visionaries are seen with very short hair or wear headscarves and other things to hide their status. Visionaries also see a change in themselves with every vision they make, regardless of strength. Every new vision causes a freckle to appear somewhere on their skin. The freckles tend to be more concentrated on their shoulders, the bridge of their nose, and other places that see a lot of sun. More interesting about these freckles is that they are colorful, almost never shades of brown to blend in with the user's skin. Some people have tried to see if the color of the freckles correlates to the types of visions created, but nobody has ever been able to complete this test. Many magic users have secret meetings and work together to not be discovered by others in the places they live, as well as hoping one day to go to the utopian city, Idella, which is said to welcome magic users with open arms. As we explore more of this world, we will learn more about the other types of magic users and how they find their place in a world that is somewhat fearful of them. I hope you enjoyed learning about the baker and the visionary, and thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. If there's something you want to know more about this project, leave a comment below. Until next time, farewell.